show us that all of the interfaces aren't available here because we converted all of them to the passive. And also show IP EIGRP, in show IP EIGRP, okay, maybe we can find some feature about the passive interface default. Look at here. Here, as you can see, the status is running, means EIGRP is running, but EIGRP passive interface, look at here, number of passive interfaces is 2. In the NXOS 1, show IP EIGRP, number of passive interfaces is 1, okay? And as you can see here, number of EIGRP interfaces counted as 0 because all of the interfaces are passive. Let me to disable the passive on the ETH21. We don't have neighborship now. Show IP EIGRP neighbors. Interface ETH21 with the command of no IP passive interface for EIGRP Arash converted to non-passive. Show IP EIGRP interface can show us that we have ETH21 now, and then show IP EIGRP neighbors. We have the, for example, we have neighborship. Okay, this is the second method. If you have, for example, 1 or 2 or 3 passive interface, maybe it's better to use the first method. But if you have many passive interface, it's good to using the passive interface default and converting some non-passive interface to the non-passive status. Very good. After that, one interesting things that I'm going to show you in this scenario is that, for example, in switch 1 on the ETH22, it's not relevant to passive interface, it's other features. In the interface ETH22, I'm going to configure one other IP address. You know that in one interface we can configure more than one IP address with the secondary option. For example, 10.1.0/1/24 now is available. I'm going to configure 10.3.0/24. For example, on the switch 1, let me to configure it on the switch 1. IP address 10.3.0.1 for example, /24. Then this is the second. First we should configure 10.1.0.1 and then 10.3.0.1 with the secondary option. Okay, this is the secondary IP address. If we can configure IP address 10.3.0.1.255.255.255.0, and this is the secondary IP. Disabling IP redirect on ETH22 secondary address configure. Okay, show for example run. Look at here, show run interface ETH22, and look at here, we have two IP address. The first, the primary is 10.1.0.1, the secondary is 10.3.0.1. This is the secondary. Okay, after that, in the NXOS2, if you check the routing table, show IP route EIGRP, this means, as you can see, 10.3 is also advertised. This means that when you have secondary IP address on one interface, EIGRP should advertise that IP address. This is the default behavior.